Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Obscure Orations with your girls, Taylor and Dana.
Howdy
Now, this
ho.
week, howdy ho.
Howdy ho.
Now, this week, we have one of our first special guests. As we said last weekend, we're basically booked up. Actually, we're booked up into the new year now because Dana has continued booking. So we're booked into the new year with special guests. And our first one to kick it off is one of my work wives. And I'm so excited. He's a local, I'm just going to make it easier and say he's a local artist and then let him explain all of the makings that he does.
Let him explain the awesomeness that is.
I was going to say, and that's exactly it. He is awesomeness all packaged into one little package. So this is my work wife, Shane, as it says on his shirt. That's not a lie. That really is his name. I will give the disclaimer that at random points in time, you might hear Dana call him Ryan. There's no real rhyme. The senility, it's kicked in hard today. We don't know why she keeps calling him that, but just in case you're curious, if suddenly she goes, "So Ryan, tell us about yourself."
What am I?
She means Shane.
Am I 52 or 53? Do you remember?
You just turned 53, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Again in March. Thanks. See? It's an illness.
Numbers.
Numbers.
I was going to say, my year was I born? I don't know. I just know. I know that you're younger. That legitimately, the only reason I knew is because I'm like, wait, Mama's turning 54 in a few weeks, and you're not a full year younger, but a year younger in number.
Yeah.
So 53. That is how the mathing works in my head.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now on to Ryan Shane.
Ryan Shane.
I'll answer to both. Don't worry.
I was just say either way, he's still gonna be like, "Hi."
Hey, you.
Okay, so why don't you take us on the journey of you? Just because, trying to think, back when I first met you, I had no clue who you were, but everyone was talking about you where we worked. I'm like, who the fuck this new kid? Y'all say he's good, and I'm like, I don't know who he is. He wasn't here when I went off on a leave. Come back, and I was like, oh my god, Shane's amazing. I'm like, who the fuck Shane?
First of all, this is the first time I've heard someone say I'm amazing at work, so this is news to me. But
we all said it behind your back.
Yeah.
You mean the supervisors don't give you pats on the back and tell you how amazing you are?
Not in my experience, but
yeah, mine either.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah. My name is Shane or Ryan, whatever it is. But I am also I'm a filmmaker, musician, composer extraordinaire in Windsor, Ontario, and I do lots of things, and I'm always doing something where I'm trying to be creative in many aspects of my life. So pretty much I guess I'll talk about Shane Shorts. It's a kind of project that I've been working on since last year, where I make short films every year and what I call short shorts every week, which are even shorter shorts.
Daisy Dukes.
I was say, if you saw the video that he posted for I think it was your first shorts where you're wearing short shorts. Oh my god. Yeah. I almost peed laughing because all of a sudden there's that pan out. I'm like, yep, yeah. That's my wife right there. Sharon Stoning it.
That's it. I made sure the lighting was perfect so it accentuated my thighs. But but yes, so that's part of the projects that I do. I think I have 4 short shorts out on TikTok and Instagram. That's where you can kind of find me on Shane Shorts. And then on YouTube, I have 1 short film, 15 minutes. I have another video where I document the solar eclipse, but I kind of called that a Shane Shorts special because it wasn't really something that I thought I would be doing. I just kind of did it on a whim, and then I enjoyed doing it. So then I was like, I'm going to post it. Why not? Plus, I just love solar eclipses. They're cool, and that's a great experience for me. But so that's pretty much Shane Shorts. I just make. I like to make movies. I like to write them, and I like to direct them, and I like to use cameras and stuff like that, and point them
cameras.
I like cameras.
So pretty much with the Shane Short stuff, Shane Short stuff specifically, I'm like writing, directing, shooting, acting, which please don't hire me to act. I don't like it, but but I do it for my shorts because you have to make sacrifices in this industry. But like that's pretty much what I do. I just do pretty much everything for the shorts, and then with my actual 15-minute shorts, it's a full production where I hire awesome filmmakers in the city, and I collaborate with many different actors and actresses, and then cinematographers, gaffers, all the like, just everybody, and just get them all in a room together, and we just create something awesome, something that I have written, and then I direct on day. I usually try to shoot it in one day, which is always a long day.
No doubt.
But it makes it less expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but so they're usually like 12-hour days. My next short, it's called In Due Time. It should be released, I hope, by the fall. And I'm very excited to show that. And my last short film that came out was called High Chase. It's a film about addiction, and it's a guy named Chase coping with that in an AA style meeting. And it hits the heavies. I like to hit the heartstrings and make people cry because emotion.
Oh, was I supposed to cry?
It's not a comedy.
Okay, I don't cry at movies. I don't.
I was saying,
I died a little. Animal. Okay, I cried a little when they killed Jaws, but that was.
It was
you bastards! That is like next to The Shining. Jaws is my all-time favorite movie.
Oh my god, yes!
Right? Classic, absolutely.
And if I can figure out how to move my 80-inch TV outside onto my deck, I want to float in my pool at midnight and watch Jaws with snacks.
Nice, just get in the element,
Yeah.
I'm just picturing that very opening scene where they're skinny dipping in the water. Your husband's just going to send out a little shark fin. Dun, 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 dun. What happened to Dana? Oh, she's fine.
Jaws got her. Or Bruce. The mechanical shark's name was Bruce.
That's true.
That's awesome. I did not.
Now, before you go on, Shane, I just want to let all of our listeners / viewers know all of Shane's social media, where you can watch his shorts and his shorts and see his beautiful thighs, apparently. We're going to post them with this episode.
Yep.
So, carry on.
Beautiful.
So, we make sure we tag everything on all of the things. We give the links. We do the stuff.
Nice.
And now we're going to have to put explicit content because of those thighs. Not the fucking language, just the thighs.
Not the fucking language, but those fucking thighs. Damn.
I should have called my production company Explicit Thighs, not Shane Short.
There you go. Start another one.
It's the spin-off. It's a spin-off production. This is just nothing but thighs. Just
nothing but thighs.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
I would go to theaters just to watch that and be like, yes, it's 2 hours of just crossing and uncrossing the legs. Look at that thigh work.
Yeah, it's an art.
It's a very niche market.
Yeah.
All you see is a big fucking leg go. Whoo.
Just windmilling all around.
see that having a good cult.
So we are terribly off topic now.
I don't know. I think we're still talking about him and his thighs. So technically, we're sort of on topic. We're close. We're topic adjacent.
Topic adjacent. Okay.
So I know for both of us, we both watched the short. I mean, I've watched all of your shorts, as I'm sure you noticed. There was like hearts randomly coming through. It's like, oh, Tay hearted.
I
hearted
watched
everything.
most of them. I didn't heart them because I wasn't signed into my YouTube app yet. I'll go back.
I was saying, then last night I watched High Chase, which I remember back when you sent me, like, you hadn't even finished the script yet. You had just, like, you had been working on the script back when we were working. You're like, okay, so I got this thing that I'm writing. And I can remember reading it and being like, damn, this is going places. I remember it not being done yet, where it's like, oh, okay. And then now all of a sudden it's like, not only is it done, but it's filmed and produced and everything and done.
And very well done, I might add.
Yes.
I watched it this morning with my coffee, and I thought it was very well done. Like, honestly, very comparable to films I've seen at WIFF.
Perfect.
Windsor International Film Festival.
I would say, which is where you initially launched it, wasn't it? Last year?
Yeah, I mean, I did launch it at the Windsor Film Center for its first premiere. But WIFF did pick it up. I applied and they liked it, and they decided to put that into the WIFF local shorts. And it was a great experience, honestly. I was pretty much in awe. I had to go up on stage and talk about it, which, you know.
Did you get to walk the Windsor red carpet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So jelly.
He was like, oh my God.
I would have fucking rented a tux and everything, drove up in a big old limo.
Yeah, I just had a nice green colored shirt.
I just had a nice green colored shirt.
And my short shorts.
My short shorts.
I would say that's what he's going to wear the next time that he rolls out something and he gets on the red carpet. He's going to have his short shorts on and be like, hi guys, I'm here.
These are Shane's short shorts.
That'll be my merch too. I'll be like handing out to the crowd as I'm like going, just like, everyone, I get short shorts.
Be like,
I got
Oprah
some
Winfrey,
pants you can
you
use.
get them, you get them, you get them, everyone gets them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but it was an amazing experience, honestly, just being out with. It was surreal. I remember I was almost like kind of tearing up on stage because, it was such a personal story to me, and just like seeing people enjoy it was just like, oh my God, there was a lot of emotions going on. I was overwhelmed. I was like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great experience.
But what an amazing feeling that must have been to see people appreciating something that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. Like I imagine. Well, for me, I do art. I draw. I love sketching. And in my olden days, I've taken up cross stitching.
My olden days. My later in life, I'm Gandalf the White now. I moved on.
So no, I mean, but it's a good feeling when somebody says to you, that's really good. You did a great job. So I imagine yours is probably like 1,000 times better than how I felt. Because mine was like just a cross stitch. Yours is like a fucking movie.
It was overwhelming, honestly. I've never really had that kind of attention before, and I've never been the one to search for that kind of attention, right? I just like to make art and I just like to show people what I do. But then once it comes to people telling me how it is, I'm like, whoa, but it's
slow your roll.
Yeah, but it's just it was very surreal. It's people. I've had even when I released it on YouTube, because I release everything for free on YouTube. I'm always about if I create a piece of art, I want people to see it. It's not just oh no, you gotta pay this amount of money or whatever. I mean I think one day I'll probably get a Patreon once I get kind of a little bit bigger, but it will always be released for free. So that's something that I like to do. But I remember there was somebody like I think like they were from Ohio, and like they just kind of reached out to me on Instagram and to like kind of send me a huge paragraph of how much it meant to them because their son was suffering from addiction, and and he's never suffered from it, so he never really had an understanding of what it's like to have it. And he was just like, watching this film actually made me realize what my son has kind of been going through, and it made me kind of understand like, oh, like, this is not just something that he like it's not like he's a degenerate or anything like that. He's just somebody had a hard time, and then like, he made a mistake, and then that mistake just kind of conglomerated into like a huge um spiraling event in his like this child's life. And then all of a sudden he has to watch his son go through it, and he kind of just told me like, man, like, I'm so glad that you release something like this through the perspective of the addict, because like I feel like there's not enough people explaining their experience when it comes to addiction.
Yeah.
It's always just stigmatized as these people are, either like violent or like, just like pieces of garbage, and like, they're like degenerate scum. I'm like, no, these are real people that had real childhoods, and and some of them, like, some it's that they're not, some of them are not even like growing up from like bad homes. Some of them had like great homes and upbringings. Like, addiction does not discriminate. Like, it just it happens to everyone. And like, and it was just, so it was really nice to see somebody like kind of tell me that. I'm like, that's kind of why I did it, right? Like, I wanted to showcase like the reality and the actual emotions of somebody going through addiction. And but like, and the same thing with WIFF. Like, a lot of people came up to me and told me how much that film meant to them, and it was just like, at the same time, I'm like I feel like my heart was so full, but at the same time, I'm like really bad at handling compliments. So like,
yes, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, did he freeze?
It's just like, woo, okay. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And then I'm just like, I don't know. But it was very surreal experience being at WIFF, and just releasing it in general is a very relieving feeling, because it takes a lot of work to make a film.
So what are you currently working on?
I am currently working on actually a comedy TV show where I'm going to be shooting and doing music for by a local theater company called Post Productions, that own Shadowbox Theater. And I've worked with them multiple times. I've done like music for them on just some of their stage plays. And I thought, like, and we've been kind of working together. We gained a friendship, and they've been talking about like, we have this TV show that we wrote. I'm like, oh, cool, that's awesome. I also write TV shows. But like, they're just like, we're doing it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, you're involved, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And so like, and so that actually starts shooting tomorrow.
Oh,
which, wow. So like, then I'm gonna be so busy, but like, I'm very excited about it, because I've been just reading the scripts. Like they're so funny, and it's like it's a mockumentary style, so it's like kind of like stuff along the lines of like The Office and Trailer Park Boys, where it just like they're just like a camera crew comes into to film a theater company trying to put on a production that is going terribly wrong. That is just like so many twists and turns, and everything is just falling apart, and they're just trying to keep everything together all at the same time. And it's really funny, and it's like super silly, and it's like so ridiculous. And I was like laughing, and like, I can't wait to shoot it, and it's going to be a lot of chaos. So that's something that I'm working on starting tomorrow. I've also been in talks with another educational TV series for kids called Steam Engine, and it's going to be pretty much an education TV show showcase STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And
nice.
we're gonna, so we're gonna get certain topics like video games and music and whatever topic, and then we're just going to go through all these different letters in STEAM and kind of showcase what STEAM is happening in these kind of different job assets.
I like that.
And it's really interesting. And so I was hired to be like the script writer for that, and do the music for. Wow. Yeah, so that's something that has been going on, and that's really exciting. And we were just at we were at like a factory, which is actually like right down the street from where we work. And then we were just making noises and like miking them and like a lot of factory noises, and I'm kind of conglomerating all these noises. I'm going to make like drums out of them, so it kind of sounds like a workshop. And then I also composed like this whole big band jazz kind of like thing over top of it for the theme song. So it's just gonna be kind of cool, like having this like kind of steampunk vibe with a little bit of like upbeat jazz, a little bit of fun, and like it's just like a very super catchy melody for like the kids to sing along to. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun to do. I was really happy about how that turned out. And God, what else am I doing? So much. I'm also in 2 bands that are also like
that's true.
Releasing albums this year, hopefully. But we as somebody like me, I'm like super ambitious, so I'm always trying to think of new creative ways to like make music and also promote it and market it. So like what I decided to do with my one band, we're kind of like this kind of like progressive rock, progressive metal band, and we're going to be animating an entire kind of storyline for the entire album that we're writing. So it's going to be kind of like this big kind of like rock opera-esque kind of thing.
Nice.
And yeah, and it's going to be completely animated, and it's really cool because it's like a dark fantasy story, and which it makes so much room for like my writing, where I can do a lot more things than I can availably do with my film. Because with film, to shoot something dark fantasy, you're going to need millions and millions of dollars.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like, Lord of the Rings was not cheap. And
no, it was not, but it was fucking fantastic.
Oh, excellent. I still watch the extended editions like daily, like almost daily.
I was just gonna say, this is why he's my work wife, as Dana's just like, I approve.
Yes.
I have to watch. All 6 movies, extended editions, at least once a month. It's terrible.
Yeah.
My son will come upstairs and be all like, "Jesus Christ, Mom, again?" We're like, "Yeah. What do you want? What else do you want me to do?"
Like you walk out of the room, it's like, "What year is it?"
And if it's not Lord of the Rings, it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Nice.
I love just the juxtaposition for those 2 things where you're like, I'm either in Middle Earth or I'm
in England.
I love it. That's awesome.
It's going to be drastically different either way.
Yeah.
Now, when I first started at your all places of work, nobody really knew me. I didn't have any friends in there going into the job.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was my 3rd day, there was this one guy. Now, I'm sure Taylor has told you I'm very short, for lack of a better term. And day 3, there was this guy on Midnights who started calling me Frodo. And I couldn't even be mad because I loved Frodo so much. I'm like, yeah, I can't even be mad at that.
You're like, yes, my dreams have come true.
That's awesome.
I would say that is fantastic. That's a story that I did not know. It makes me so happy.
So much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
I
not
also
proud of today.
and so I have another band too, which is really interesting. I was actually with them last night, and this is a band that I used to be in 12 years ago. Like I was like we were young kids, like kind of like young teens that were like making music. We released an album, and all of a sudden our band room burnt down, and everything just went to shit. So it's just like, oh no, what do we do? And then we broke up. We kind of parted ways, and then we all started doing our own thing. And then we all talked one day. We're getting back together, and now we're redoing the album that we did 12 years ago. And
Oh,
and the whole time we're actually I decided that this would be perfect to shoot a documentary for. So I'm also shooting the documentary while also putting this all together. And and it's been an experience.
It's Shane's Spinal Tap.
it's Shane
Exactly.
just coffee IV directly into the vein so that he doesn't need to sleep and he can do all of these things.
I know. I've been such a yes man lately. I think it's because I've been wanting to do this full time. So I'm just like, say yes to me, and then like I want to hang out, just pay me for all these things, and then I can start doing this full time. And this is what I can actually do, so I can, and then also battling the full time job, which.
So you do get paid for the work you do. It's not
Bono.
Yeah.
like Windsor freebies like you
No,
see
I
on
mean,
Facebook.
yeah. I like, especially when it comes to my music. I did go to school for it. It is my profession. So when I provide work like this, like it is a service that I am providing. So I definitely would like to be paid.
And I just have to
Excellent.
say,
I
two
believe
things to
Taylor's
that.
paying you for the show, right?
No, it's called free publicity. That's what he's getting for this. That's what we give all of our indie authors and indie musicians and everything. We put you on
Or
the show and then we
snack
blast you
packs.
every week. Or snack packs.
We send snack packs.
To be fair, I will just make him food and be like, oh, you want sandwich now? Here you go. I've created new things now that you need to come and try.
Do you like chicken pot pie?
And just for anyone who's listening to this, his internet is crappy. So if he freezes and clicks out suddenly, that's why.
I think his modem kicked off again.
Yep, I was just going to say his modem is dying.
Well, that's fine. If he likes chicken pot pie, in the fall when I make chicken pot pies, you can take in some chicken pot pie. That'll be my payment.
I was just going to say, as far as I know, he does.
Oh, how did your brownies turn out? Taylor made healthy brownies yesterday, friends.
Yes, I did. He just texted me saying, sorry. I'm like, it's okay, no worries. So I decided to try. There's been videos going viral on Facebook and mostly on my Facebook everywhere I turn. There's new ways to make brownies, cookie dough, cookies, cupcakes, Reese's cup, like all these different things. So last night I actually tried a new recipe for healthy brownies where it's made with like 2 bananas, maple syrup, cacao powder, and yes, that is how you pronounce it. It's not cocoa powder because cocoa powder is something different. Cacao is literally from the cacao bean.
Cacao.
It's all I can. Cacao. So you mix all that kind of stuff together. There's no egg, there's no milk, nothing like that.
No flour.
No flour. So it's gluten free, can be dairy free, just because if you use dark chocolate, there's not actually milk product in it. Chocolate doesn't actually have it. So I made it up last night. Weird, weird thing to try and judge when it's done cooking, because there's no, like, you can't stick a what's that thing called? A
Toothpick?
Toothpick. Yeah, you can't stick a toothpick in it and go, oh no, it's not done yet. Like, it stays gooier the entire time, no matter how long you cook it for.
I like gooey.
So it's good. Like there's a couple things that I want to try messing around with it. I didn't have smooth almond butter. I had crunchy because for some reason we bought crunchy. I don't even know why. My mom and I, neither one of us likes crunchy nut butter. So it's like, that's weird. So I just tossed that in. So I would do it without that. Like I'll grab a different jar that doesn't have chunks of almond floating around in it. But outside that, it turned out really good. Like I think I just need to add in a little bit more maple syrup to get a little bit more sweetness to it. But it actually turned out pretty good. I find that it gets better like the longer it sits and cools, the more brownie flavor it gets. But it is a super moist brownie. Like when you take a bite out of it, it's like one of those brownies where you added in extra oil to make it sit there nice, like it's heavier or it feels like it's going to be heavier. But it's so good. It turned out really good.
So why do you make your own cookie dough on your Facebook and I get men's skirts?
I forgot about that. Forgot about that completely.
I literally get the men's BDSD line from Shein on my Facebook, and I'm like, the fuck? What the fuck do these people think I buy?
That was the part that I was surprised about when it came out. I'm like, well, what you Googling in your free time that your Facebook's like, hey, you know,
well, it's not
really
men's skirts.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You know what we'll do too with this time while we're waiting for Shane to come back? We will make a tiny announcement because we're just filled with them the past couple weeks. Dana and I will actually be adding to the content that we have on our TikTok and on our YouTube.
Okay.
So we are going to be adding things because we want more interaction, more content for people to watch. Now it's basically going to be not as short as Shane's shorts.
No Daisy Dukes here.
No, again, no Sharon Stoning it.
My thighs are nice. I'm kidding.
Don't you want to see these? Yeah, you do.
Want to see my thighs?
Hey,
there's purrs out there.
Yes, there are. So we're going to be producing more content in way if we're going to do like short clips that are depending on the topics, between 10 and 20 minute long. So kind of like mini episodes. And we're going to talk about things like we're going to do ethical questions. We're going to do reviews of episodes of TV shows that we like when they're coming out brand new. House of the Dragon, just saying.
Movie reviews.
Yep, movie reviews, video game reviews, all that kind of stuff. Like we're going to add in some fun things. We're also going to do things where we go out, like if we decide to go for a nature walk, we'll do little clips while we're out there, show you around the city where we are. You know what? That's a good reason. Oh,
the Highland Games are coming up.
See, you knew where I was going. No.
Unagi.
Oh, salmon roll. Hopefully people who watch us understand the references that we're doing. It's like, if you don't know unagi, then there's a problem. Salmon roll.
You want to go for sushi?
Yeah, I was going to say. And now I'm hungry for sushi. Ooh, I bet I could convince Mama to get sushi today.
Aw. I'll have a shake.
You're like, I guess I'll be healthy and have a shake. Fuck.
2 weeks!
You're like, I'm so close.
So for those of you that don't know, I've been on a liquid diet for 12 weeks. I'm at week 10. Shake.
You're slowly, very slowly getting there. Oh, and just because I just got the reminder about it, one of the shows that we'll also do when it starts coming out, because whether we actually talk about it or not, like I know I've mentioned it before, I'm a D&D nerd, and I'm proud of it. Love it. Love the game.
I play. I'm not a nerd per se like Taylor, but I do play.
I don't know about that. I was around for one of her character creations, and she was far more detailed. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this because that'll give me this later on." I'm like, "How the fuck do you even know that?" And she's like, "Yeah, I used to play all the time when I was younger." I'm like, sitting there looking through the book. I'm like, "Oh, she's right. Holy shit!" Not that we ever got around to actually playing it. One of these days we will.
But I got a character, and that's step one, right?
I was going to say, when we actually eventually do play, she's going to be the one that we're going to be like, okay, one hit wonder, it's dead. We're going, yeah, she rolled good. But there's the show, and I need to get her to watch it, called Vox Machina, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. We'll even hashtag it in this. But it's a D&D. Oh, there's a Shane back.
Hey!
Gotta. Because, like, my internet is done. So
you're like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. But
yeah. Shit, I'm out.
So it's called Vox Machina, and I'm going to get this one to watch it, Miss Dana over here, because in October, as all of the fans know, the third season's finally coming out, and that'll be one of those ones that we'll watch week to week, and we'll do little clips about how we feel about it and how it goes. And let me just say, it is the most accurate depiction of how D&D is played, because it's literally from Critical Role, their actual D&D sessions turned into animation. And I didn't know that when I first started watching it. I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what happens when I play D&D and I roll a nat 1. I was like, this makes so much more sense now. And then once I found out that it was from their actual D&D sessions, I'm like, this is fucking fantastic. You try and do something epic and you're like, whop! I rolled a 2. Okay, I did all of those things and it got me nothing. I like fell on some ice and my sword went flying away.
I don't need D&D to do that.
You're like, I do that shit in real life. All right, so now the change.
Welcome back, Shane.
Hi, I'm back.
So we entertained everyone with talk of healthy brownies, our
chicken pot pie.
Oh yes, I was going to say, if you like chicken pot pie, then I will bring you some when Dana makes it in the fall. Yeah, I was going to say,
love it.
And once I've perfected the healthy brownies, then I'll bring you some.
Oh.
And they're made, and the nice thing, because I know you'll love this part, they're gluten free and dairy free.
Nice.
Exactly.
Bonus.
So my tummy won't explode.
Yes, I was going to say exactly. It won't be upset tummy. You'll be sitting going, it's gluten free. Num 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 num.
It's like hitting the bonus level on Mario.
You're like, yes, or getting to the bonus level, the cow level on Diablo. I want to say all the Diablos other than Diablo 4 has the cow level. I think that's what everyone was mad about in Diablo 4. They're like, where's my cow level? They're like, we didn't make it. Where's the cow level? Put it in.
DLC.
You haven't played Dying Light 2 yet, have you?
No, I have it, but I haven't played it yet. Is there a cow level?
So, no, but there's depending on how you do the story, it a certain way it opens a hidden part on the map.
Oh.
And you get all excited. She's like, I'm going in. And the zombies are fucking fast. And you can only kill them with a headshot. So imagine you have a bow and arrow, you're running and you're trying to shoot backwards and get a headshot. And yeah, we spent like 3 minutes in there, Anne and I, and I'm like, fuck, peace out, bitch. I'm going back to solid land.
You're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Climbs the wall.
She's like, but there's a chest over here. Fuck you. I'm gone.
Fuck you, Betty Sue. I'm not sticking around for this.
It's probably good anyway.
It's probably my immediate thought for being a D&D player and just video games in general. It's a mimic. It's going to eat you. It's a mimic. We're all traumatized from playing video games. We're like, is that door safe? I think it's a mimic. It's going to eat me.
Oh my God. So Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I think, they had the zombie board that had Ooh, the guy from the guy that did Night of the Living Dead, George A. Romero was the yeah, he was
right.
chasing you.
Yes.
And it got to the point where when I shopped at Walmart, the one day Norm and I went into Walmart, you know how they have the blue lights flashing? I'm like, there's a box here! He's like, I'm never shopping with you ever again.
I love it. I love it.
That was when I was spending like 12 hours a day playing.
I would say, now, see, this is one of the other things. So along with Shane being awesome with all of these creative things, he is also a gaming nerd, also plays D&D.
Yes.
So you understand why I picked him to be my wife. Like, I went out and bought him pop rings, which I don't know if all of our audience is old enough to even know what those are, because I don't even know if younger people buy them anymore. But they're the little candy rings. They're the ring that's plastic and it has the giant candy jewel
diamond
on it. Yep.
Yeah.
So I went out
like
and I bought
5-carat candy diamond.
Yes. I went out and bought them and I was like, okay, will you marry me? I put one on and I was like, okay, here's the wedding ring. So he got his candy. I'm like, there we go. It's official. He is forever my work wife based on candy law.
And candy law is binding. So like
exactly.
Yes.
That shit is so sticky,
that.
you're never getting out of it.
There's no such thing as divorce.
We should play Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say yes. Okay, but I will warn you ahead of time because you probably haven't watched the episode where we talked about zombies. She will let you get eaten by the horde and be the cause of the reason why you're eaten by the horde. Because you'll be walking by one of the either like a group of crows, or you'll be walking by one of the cars that say, "Oh, there's an alarm in me! Don't hit me!" And then she shoots it and makes the horde go after you while she goes and runs into the safe room and hides and laughs.
I have a friend that does the exact same thing. He always makes sure that he's like, I'm gonna make this game hard for everyone.
Yeah, can't always be easy.
Easy as you're like, okay, I'm limping towards the safe room. Why is there an alarm going off? Oh God.
Yeah, but on the original Left 4 Dead, you know how you had the 4 characters, and if you had 4 players, you got to pick them. I was always Francis.
Let's go.
And the 4 of us that played, which was myself, Randy, Al, and Ann.
Mm-hmm.
You'd hear so many times, Francis is down. Francis. Because I'd be fucking with the tank or everyone's shooting her like, come on and come get me.
Like, where the fuck is Francis?
It got to the point where they were carrying around, the 3 of them were carrying around max health kits to save my ass, because I was like, instead of trying to get to the safe house, I'm off playing with all the zombies.
Zombie apocalypse comes around and it's like,
A melee weapon.
I have a katana. Call me Michonne.
I'll have a hockey stick. I'm out of here.
How to show you're Canadian. I'm a hockey stick this bitch. Oh my God. So I think we left off when your internet crapped out.
And we're talking about you wanting to get paid for your work with this, which is admirable. I agree.
I was going to say we were talking about that, and then we were talking about. So I remember what I was going for. Now I'm like, if we go back far enough, I'll remember. Because I was like, I had 2 points. I know I had 2 points. One was that he actually used to give me some guitar lessons back in the day. I'll say this was pre-COVID, I think.
Yeah, I think it was probably like 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it was pre the Rona taking over the world. And pre-Rona, yo. Back in the old time.
Back when there was no Rona.
Yeah. Not low, Rona.
Exactly. Where are you going? I'm going to Rona's. They needed to rebrand their name after that. They're like, it can't be called Rona. But on top of that, he used to, I don't know if you do it as much anymore, but he used to fairly often post on Facebook just random songs that he was composing that always sounded fucking fantastic. Like, he has so many. I'm sure if we just went searching back on your Facebook, it would be like, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. But you are just a fucking fantastic composer. And it never ceases to amaze me, the things that you can put together where you're just like, yeah, I decided one night that I just wanted it to kind of sound like this. And then I was like, oh, and then let's add this. Oh, and then I thought like this. And you're just like, yeah, I put it all together and this is what I created. And I'm like, I can play a G chord.
Whoa!
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I love composing music, and I really haven't really posted anything on like Facebook like in a long time, but I still like I'm composing all the time. I'm always just like working on something, trying to keep the craft, trying to keep my chops up. But yeah, no, I love. I've been really getting into like the whole like film score-esque thing, and so like I've been writing a lot of more like film score-esque sounds and stuff like that, and kind of going through different like plugins and DAWs on like my systems and stuff like that, and just starting to make these huge like orchestral things just to see if like like what I can come up with. And I always have so much fun doing that. Like I sometimes I waste hours, and sometimes if I have to work in the morning, I'm still like up till like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like I gotta go to bed, but I still need this violin part to be right,
Shane's gonna score The Hunt for Smaug, or The Hunt for Golem.
Oh yes,
I would love to. Oh my god, that'd be the dream.
Right?
God.
I was gonna say, just saying.
Then Taylor and I could get free tickets onto the set.
She's like, we're gonna meet Ian McKellen.
I will never suggest something without an ulterior motive that benefits myself.
Secretly, she's like, okay, I have an in with Shane now and his movie making abilities. Several authors. She's like, okay, now if I can get Taylor to make it big, then I'll be able to get closer to Stephen King. I know how this is working now.
And I'm gonna take the blue pill.
I forgot about that.
Taylor sends me this thing on TikTok, and it says, if you take the red pill,
you go into the Star
you
Wars
go
universe.
into the Star Wars universe. If you take the blue pill, you own the Star Wars universe. and you control how it goes. And I'm like, I take the blue pill and then force Pedro to marry me.
She's got it all worked out. She's like, I know how I'm doing this. I know exactly.
No hesitation. I've got this.
That's a solid plan, honestly.
Right?
It's like, oh, she's thought this through. She's like, I know how I'm going to do it.
Because, well, then I can hire Shane to score. You can write. I mean, come on. It's perfect.
I was going to say, we have everything. I'll just write all of the Star Wars stories and be like, here you go.
The Mandalorian will never end. Ever.
Pedro's going to be 500 years old. Can I die now?
No. One more season.
Please, I can't do it anymore. My bones are frail.
Get a chair.
So
you'll be fine.
So obviously, if you were teaching Taylor guitar, so that's one of the musical instruments you play. Yes. Is there an assortment that you play?
Yes, I do. I play bass in both of my bands. It's actually what I went to music school for bass performance, music theory, and music composition. So I mostly I do more like bass stuff, but I do I started on guitar. I still play guitar just as much as bass, so it's like they're kind of equal to me. And I do play keyboard, I play drums, and I can pretty much, as a composer, I can write for any other instrument too. So it's really, yeah. So it's music theory kind of encapsulates the entirety of all music pretty much. So once you know that, you can kind of be like, well, I know what a violin sounds like, so I can use like my knowledge to make a violin part for this part. You know what I mean? So it just that's kind of where I kind of do. But when it comes to my own general playing, yeah, bass, guitar are primarily my main instruments, and then keyboard, drums, vocals as well, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow, very nice.
And as a side note, while he hates being up in front of people to speak, if he's playing an instrument, he's completely fine. Like he's completely in his element. You put an instrument in his hand and he's fine. There's like no nerves, nothing. You take it out of his hands and all of a sudden he's like.
And that's probably because he astroplanes when he has that message, when he has that instrument with him, right? He's off into another world. There's you don't even see the people in front of you, do you?
No. I mean, like I just kind of like I'm in my own world when I'm playing, like, and it's like I've been doing it for so long that like when I have no nerves playing in front of people. Like when I'm on stage, I feel like I'm in my element there. Like I don't even play for the audience. I just play for myself. Like I'm just like I'm having fun up there. I'm playing it. I'm playing with my friends. You're up there, you're giving a performance, and then after I realize, oh yeah, there are people watching this. So it just I don't know. Like I never really kind of it's just like I perform for myself in a sense, and just have fun with the group of people that I'm playing with at the time, and then
right.
Yeah.
So, do any of your two bands have plans to play in any places locally during the summer?
Yes. So my band Don Gennaro, which is the band that I had like years ago, and we kind of got back together to do the album. So we're planning on doing an album release show, hopefully by September, October. Still in the midst of the production side of just getting the album done, but and the whole documentary behind it as well. But yeah, so we're gonna have like an album release show, and hopefully we can start playing more shows. Hopefully, maybe play out of town, and we're also thinking about playing like little like filmed live on the floors for the internets, the internet world.
The internets
for the internets and the interwebs.
Yeah. So so we're gonna get that going. We already have like pretty much like all this equipment that we can mic every amp, every drum, and like just get playing in Aaron's basement and just play live for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all that kind of stuff too. So we're just we have lots of plans to perform and gut ourselves out there and playing as a group and playing live. So hopefully,
good, because we'll have to come check you out when your band.
I was just gonna say, I hope that that the very first show that you're doing, you're getting us tickets, or however we have to get in, we're coming for it, and it's going to be a cross promotion where we're going to be promoting you at the same time of going, okay, we're here for Obscure Orations at the band release album stuff over here.
Nice.
Tag all of
definitely,
it.
Definitely.
I was gonna say, oh yeah. I'll be sitting there going, it's my wife.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, bring everyone. Bring your grandma. Bring everyone.
Well, I don't have any of those, but
I was gonna say, I'll just have Mama. She'll be sitting going,
third cousins, fourth cousins, just bring them all.
Say we're gonna be advertising it everywhere, and then just be like, hey guys, you know what weekend it is? It's Rockin' Weekend.
Oh yeah, but yeah, definitely for sure. Would love to come check out your bands.
Yeah,
because like
to have you guys there.
Yeah, your kind of music is right up my alley. So.
Oh yeah, like I will have to try and find on the Facebooks where you have some of your stuff and see if I can send it over on the Facebooks, the Book of Many Faces, and send it over to you, because like I said, I can't remember. I don't think you have any of the stuff on YouTube, any of your compositions.
No, not on YouTube, but just like most of the compositions that I post are just kind of like fun things that I just kind of like to release. Just look what I did.
I was going to say, I'll take a look through his Facebook and just.
Yeah, I do have like my own little that I just use to like I made the song, I'll put it on my Bandcamp, and then I'll just release it for free, and it's just kind of out there and whatever. I also like use like a different program called Guitar Pro where I kind of just write like big things, and it's all just like automated music, but like it's just like something that I use to help with my compositions and stuff like that. And I just type in the notes, and I'm like, okay, that's what I do.
Cool.
So, which is honestly like really helped me with music. When I started using Guitar Pro, I've been using Guitar Pro since like Guitar Pro 3.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Now it's at like 8. But like I love using it because it helps me make music without really picking up my instrument. Like I'm just using the knowledge of my brain of how to like, okay, like this is how I want the song to sound. I don't want to cheat by using my instrument. Let's just create a piece of music, and then I just kind of write it out, and and then I can play it back. So it's really great, the technology that we're
that is amazing.
Yeah, and then but yeah, like, and then like when it comes to guitar and bass stuff, like obviously I can play it, so so then if I play it, then I can just write it in, and then oh wait, this needs drums. Well, the drums in my place right now, so like I can't really record them, so like just like I'll just write them out here, and then if it ever comes to actually recording everything like in real time, then I hire a drummer or play the drums myself. Whatever happens. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I do have a question, because as I'm sure you recall, so for anyone who's listening to this, the wifey and I, Shane here, have been friends for a long time. I don't even remember how to count anymore. Like it's been a long time, for years. So I was going to say, exactly. It's been so many years. And we have shared stuff back and forth, where he was one of the first people that I was like, okay, here's something that I wrote. And he'd be like, oh yeah, here's something that either he composed or that he wrote. And he was like, all right, well, here's a script. And I remember back in the day, you were working on your own TV series. Are you still working on that, or has that gone completely like off to the side? Is that still something that you want to make at some point in time?
Absolutely. Like honestly, like that's really what I want to get into is TV drama. Like that's and like yeah. So like I've actually been working on even more TV shows we can definitely talk about. And but like yeah, I have this one TV drama that I've been writing for so long, and it's like my baby. And but when it comes to production costs and production stuff, it's very pricey. So I'm as I get through the industry, and as I try to kind of make my way and learn more, and just get networks and stuff like that. My main goal is to start this TV series that I've been writing for. So
sweet.
I would say Forever and a Day. Now, I don't think I've read. I know I read the first episode because you'd had that written at the time, but I don't think I've read past that point. So that was a number of years ago. So by now, I'm assuming that I'm a bunch of episodes behind in it.
I'm on season 2. So
oh yeah, I'm a bunch of episodes behind. But
and I just love writing it too. It's just like it's so like great to write. It's like such a great story, and like I just like sometimes you just get into that flow state where you kind of like writing, and all of a sudden then you're just like it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I got to be up in 2 hours.
Yep.
I feel that.
Yeah, so like, but like I love writing it, and like, and obviously there's been edits over time and stuff like that, but yeah, I absolutely like that's exactly what I want to get into is TV drama. Yeah, I have lots of other ideas for TV shows. I have like 2 other pilots I've written. Like one's kind of like this really cool kind of cyberpunk kind of thing, and then another one's kind of like this weird psychological horror about a laundry basket. But it's like, I know, but
it's a mimic.
Yeah, it makes sense. But it's you know, I just love writing. You know what I mean? Like as sure as you know, Taylor, like you just get into that flow state. And we're just writing. You just gotta write. You know, like we gotta make stories. You know.
Yep, I was gonna say there's just those like it just keeps playing over in your head, and you're like, I need to write this down because if I don't, it's just gonna continue to haunt me,
Oh, yeah.
and it just keeps going. Hey, I have an idea. You should write the outline for this because if you don't write it, I'm gonna annoy you to the point that then you go, okay, fine, I'm ready to write it, and it's gonna be too late because I'm gonna be like, no, fuck you, you waited too long, I'm walking away, and it's gone.
That's right. Absolutely.
So
I don't know. I don't have it near me right now, but I actually keep like a little notebook. It actually says on it's called Fat Little Notebook. And I keep it in my pocket and I keep it everywhere. It's pretty much mangled at this point because it's in my pocket. And I tend to sit on it a lot. But yeah, like it's still holding together, so it's good. But like
it's all right, it's fine.
I have an idea now, like because like I was the same way, like, you know, just like I'm like, oh no, I have to like find paper or something where like because like if I'll forget or like, you know, just like whatever. And then so now I just keep it with me. So every time I'm just like, where? Like, I'll keep it at work with me. I'll keep it. I take it everywhere I go. So no matter.
I was going to say, I could remember several of the times when you'd come walking up randomly, like you'd be middle of the job, and you're like, "Oh, do you have paper?" Like, yes, I do. Like, do you have a pen? I need to write something. And he'd just be like, "Okay, I just got to write something down." And I'd be like, "Okay, here you go. Here's your pen back," and then go back over to his job. Then walk by again. Wait, I need the pen back again. Hold on.
Yeah. So now as an adult, I purchased my own pen and paper. So
you're like, now I just always have it with me. Where you're like, okay, like that's legitimately that's what I started realizing. It took me years before I kind of had the forethought where I'm like, I don't have to wait till I get home to write something down if I don't have paper. I have a phone that has a notepad area. I could write my thoughts down on here. I'm dumb.
You can verbalize your thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to hear our voices played back at us. We just see. Shane's like, no, we don't do that.
Listen, I contemplated wearing a mask.
Love it.
I'm ready.
My double chin and I don't get along. We have a love-hate relationship. I can't grow one.
Shane's like, I got a beard.
Yeah,
like,
I just
shave my sons off and paste it on.
Just glue it.
My Amish boy.
Oh my god. But yes, I was gonna say I remember reading something like a good chunk of your stuff that you had back then, and it's like, okay, I was excited back then to see some of the stuff come to life. So to finally see it coming to fruition, like from a cheerleader point of view, where it's like
yeah, it's awesome, honestly. Like especially when I started writing the short films for Shane Shorts, like I was just like, because at first I was just like, I was a writer. Like I love film. I was like, I'm such a like cinephile. Like, you know, I love all of it. Like I love TV drama. I love TV comedy. I love just writing and just love it, like doing that. But I never really had any experience being like a director or like a cinematographer or anything like that. I had no knowledge. So I just kind of like do what I do best and wing it. Like, you know what I mean?
it works.
I wrote a script. I like the script. How can I make it something good? So, okay, I got to learn how to direct, and I need to learn how to produce and get like a whole bunch of people together and get money so I can pay them.
Yep.
And then just like work together and like see like where you can work. And like I actually for High Chase, I actually worked with another local filmmaker, Gavin Michael Booth. I actually got connected with him because I was kind of like, I'm writing scripts. Now what? You know what I mean?
You're
like, and I asked him, and he's been in the industry for a while, and he's made feature films. He's done lots of shorts. He's produced lots of things, and I'm like, this is the guy to talk to. Like, okay, how do I do this? And he kind of took me under his wing, and then helped produce the film. And like pretty much gave me full reign to direct. Like he didn't like actually like take control or anything like that. He's like, you know what, man, this is your film. You're directing it. You're doing it. I'm just here if you have any questions. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and so I was very grateful for that. So I just kind of, I have this thing where I just like, if I want to do something, I just put myself in it without knowing what I'm doing, and I just figure it out along the way. And that's how I learn best, you know? And then like, and that's kind of what, especially with the shorts that I'm doing, you know, thighs. But like I just bought myself a camera, and I'm like, okay, I know a little bit about cinematography now because I've worked with a cinematographer through a lot of things, Garrett McKelvey, and he's my guy pretty much, like when it comes to anything that I do with my like longer shorts, my bigger productions and stuff like that. Because he's great, he's adaptable, and he's extremely artistic, and I love working with him. But I don't know how to operate a camera, so when I'm telling him like, oh, like I want it to look like this, I don't have the language. So like I want to buy a camera, so I bought myself a camera, and those things aren't cheap. But
nope.
Yeah, and then I just started like trying to figure it out and learn it. So that's kind of what like the shorts things, like the thing is. Like I'm just like trying to create something with this camera and like learn as I'm going. You know what I mean? So like I just if I write like a piece of poetry or something like that, like okay, I want visuals for that. I want what kind of visuals, what kind of shots can I do? And then once it's all shot, then I go to my computer, and now I have to learn how to edit, and now I have to learn how to color grade. You know, there's so much things that go into it that I'm kind of just like forcing myself to learn because I'm doing them already, right? So
yeah,
I feel like that's the best way for me to learn. I don't know if
just dive in.
Yeah, just go right for it. Like I don't know, that's just how I do. And yeah, and that's so like, and when it came to High Chase, like everything went so well, and I remember like Gavin saying, it's like this almost went too well. Now you don't learn how to adapt to when things go wrong. And I'm like, okay, but I mean, everything went well, so that's good, right? Like honestly, I had a great team, and I had an adaptable team, and like like I just did what I did, and they did what they did, and everybody was professional on set. They knew what their roles were. There weren't anybody stepping on other people's toes. They knew exactly what they're doing. They're fast paced. Everything got done, and it was a great set. And then on my next film, on In Due Time, that's what I pretty much did everything alone, pretty much. I produced it myself, I edited it myself, I did pretty much all of that, and that was my bigger production, but we're working with a whole team. And then I learned how things can go wrong.
And then you're like, oh, there it is.
So like I originally wanted to get it out in spring, and it is summer. So So I'm hoping to get it out by fall, and it's going now. Things, we're kind of fixed. There still needs to be kind of some other things that need to be done, but it will be done and it will be released, and I think it'll be a great product in the end. But you know what I mean? Like I just like, okay, I ran into a problem, and I just had to figure out how to solve it. It was supposed to be I remember it was supposed to be a 2-day shoot for that film, and turns out it was going to rain the next day. It's an outdoor shoot. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And so like am I going to postpone it? Am I going to just, what I do? So I decided, I'm like, all right, doing it in one day. Let's just get her done. So we just went for it. We got it done in about like 9 hours, which was a miracle.
Damn. I was gonna say that's pretty fucking good.
It was a miracle, but it was definitely like a learning experience for my part. You know what I mean? Like, so, okay, you know what I mean? This is my job as a director. Like I have to be able to adapt, and when things go wrong, you know what I mean? Like some things on your script are not going to be on your script because at the time of shooting you can't do it. So you're just like, okay, how do I adapt? How do I do this? How do I do that? Let's figure this out. Let's do this. This scene, we're not doing this scene. We're going to do this scene instead. You know what I mean? Like, so we're just going to we just got to go for it at the time. And then I think that's what it really kind of comes down to as a director, is adaptability. It's got to be adapting.
Yes. Well, I mean, it speaks volumes to it just because even when you think about large scale productions that are done in Hollywood, think about how often you hear of, oh, yeah, it went, what I mean, in their case, it's like 90 days over schedule or something like that, where they're like, oh, yeah, we're a week in, we're 3 weeks in, we're beyond what we were supposed to, just because of, if they're trying to do an outdoor shoot, you have to hope that Mother Nature's on your side.
Exactly.
Because if she's not, then you're like, so Mother Nature decided that she was like, I'm gonna rain.
Yeah.
It's not raining season. I'm gonna still rain for the next 5 days straight. Or you're like, that doesn't happen in the scene.
No, it is not.
I have sunshine.
Enjoying ourselves.
So it shows how well, like, even for you to get the practice in, it shows it's like, okay, you're working on your adaptability, because you don't get a choice. You're just like, all right, so we're doing it all today, apparently. And we're going to be ahead of schedule, sort of.
Yeah.
We're going to get it all done. And then, I mean, when you get to things like editing,
Yeah.
I think Dana understands that to a certain degree, because she's had to edit. We had our podcast before this, and there was a fair bit of editing that she used to have to do. Whereas now that we're doing the video one, she now no longer does. She does no editing. She's like, do you understand how difficult it is to edit video? I'm like, okay, so we can't really fuck up. She's like, or if we do, like, it's in. So she's like, don't say anything you don't want out there. It's going. So when people see this is just us.
Exactly.
There's no middle ground. It's just, yeah, this is what you're getting, bitches. Like, sorry about your luck.
So yeah,
Dana's like, nope.
Your internet goes out, you're just not in the podcast for a little bit.
That's exactly it. Where it's like, okay, what are you doing? We're just gonna roll with it. We talked about the healthy things, then we made the announcement of things that we're doing for, because you weren't here, I'll tell you, you weren't around for it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually start doing more content, because Shane and I talked about it, I want to say like 2 days ago, when we were talking about trying to get the dreaded 1,000 followers on TikTok. That's exactly how we all feel about it. Because in this group, I don't know if our listeners have realized, yes, we're outgoing when we're in here and when we're with our own people. We can all be chatty. You put all of us introverts in with extroverts, and we suddenly go, whoop. No, thank you. You do the talking. Like,
no, I can talk the bark off of a tree. Who am I kidding?
Talk the bark off of a tree.
Taylor loves some of the sayings I come up with.
You just come up with the most random ones. They're just never what I expected. It's like, what?
Like when we were waiting for you, I was telling her my husband could suck the joy out of a 5-year-old at Disney World.
That was so good. Oh my god, that was so good too.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I absolutely adore that. I have to these down and use them daily.
Right? I was gonna say, she said so many of them. I'm like, I need to just start throwing these out as actual like idioms and be like, hey guys, I got a new saying. It's gonna catch on like wildfire. See that tree over there? I'm gonna talk the bark right off it. What? Watch.
You know what? Honestly, one time sitting there on the fire out back, I don't know what there was alcohol involved. I don't know what I was trying to say, but I came up with the word fantabulous. And like 4 or 5 people like in my circle of friends actually use that word on a regular now.
That's just make it catch on. It's perfect.
I would say when it catches on, it catches on. It's like, this catches on like the good stuff. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's going to become the new thing. You'll hear it around the world and be like, I said it first.
I came up with that, talking the bark off of a tree.
Not all of them will be golden.
Not all superheroes wear capes.
Yeah. But yes, so as we were pointing out, we're all introverts in here. Dana tends to be the more outgoing of us, where it's like, okay, well, you go talk to the strangers first. You go over there and you tell me how it is. I'll just be watching from behind the barkless tree. It's safe. You can come here now.
Yeah.
But trying to get the followers to 1,000, where we're like, oh, we got to do interactions. So Dana and I talked about it yesterday, and we're going to be doing more content, and we're going to do like mini episodes where I said they're not going to be as short as Shane's shorts, but they'll be short for us, where we'll do like 10 to 20-minute long episodes where we're going to talk about like a video game that we just played, a new episode of whatever we just watched, like the House of Dragon, Critical Role, books that we're going into, outings that we're going to, like certain concerts and album debuts.
Yes.
I'm like, what concert we go to? That's how fast I forget.
The memory just sits there for half a second and goes, oh no, oh no, oh no.
It's gone.
It's gone. It ain't coming back. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I honestly think that doing one at the Highland Games would be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing that for sure. So that's 2 weeks from now.
I'm sorry, Shane. Fuck is like parsley to me. I use it on everything.
Parsley?
I'm okay with garnish away. Like
I sprinkle it liberally.
I don't swear. I accent my sentences.
I need to make sure that they're colorful when I say these things.
That's
and
right.
People listen to me.
Yeah.
My mom likes to tell me that I'm pretty much gonna burn my biscuit in hell because I'm covered in tattoos, and I swear. Such is life.
And you're like,
I was pretty much fucking going there anyways. Like, I didn't need tattoos and swear words to get there. I was a horrible kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can still remember the story that you told me, like, in passing about, oh, yeah, I remember going into Big V, which is now Shoppers Drug Mart, and going in with whatever, $20 with a backpack, filling it full of all of my school supplies, and leaving.
Buying a bag of chips and paying for the chips.
Yep. And being like, and I still got $19 left. Like, you're the reason they're out of business.
Pretty much. Like, I was hell on 2 legs, man. Not even afraid to admit that. And my partner in crime is my best friend Anne, whose mother still insists to this day she was the perfect child. I'm like, the shit you don't know? Like, seriously, the shit you don't know.
I think that's with every parent, you know. It's like, oh, my child's an angel. I'm like, in your home. You don't know what's going on at the friend's house, okay?
And you're like, sure, okay. You're like, did you not know about this one time? Shut up. Like, but this other time? No.
Like, I can honestly say we're probably the reason that Chrysler's put up a fence around their parking lot. Because Saturday night entertainment to us was those poor bastards that worked overtime came out to their cars with 4 flat tires. Because we let all the air out of their tires. Oh, yeah. And then we'd sit in the crabapple tree and watch them. While they all tried to call CAA, and CAA is like we don't have that many tow trucks.
They're like, just bring the pump. It's happened again. You guys are sitting there and they're,
My God.
Shane's like, and that idea is going into a new script? What are you doing? Hellion children letting the air out every week.
Shane shorts. Like, there's so much shit I'll tell you, and it won't be on camera.
There is no evidence. The time,
yeah, statute of limitations ran out.
There we go. Statute of limitation says I can't be arrested. Haha.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones was Christmas caroling, and Anne's mom was a big sewer, so we'd steal her black thread, and we'd tie it. And I'm going back. Doors had door knockers. We tied the thread to the door knocker. Christmas carol. Get our money, rum balls, whatever they wanted to give us, and then we'd unravel the thread, go behind a car across the street, go behind a car, knock on the door. They'd come to the door, they'd be looking out. And what we'd do was we would do it so that each time was a little bit less between knocks till it got to the point where as they closed the door, we were knocking again. And do you know how many people came out? You little fucking bastards! If I catch you, I'm gonna skin you alive! And we'd all be behind the car.
You know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I did not need tattoos to go to hell. I was going there anyway.
I'm pretty sure that there's. I always tell my mom this every time that we watch something like an old movie, and I'm like, I don't understand how y'all survived back then, because the lack of child supervision and the lack of care, and then I'm like, and then shit like this. I'm pretty sure that adults were just like, yeah, we threw him down the sewer grate. Little Timmy was never heard of again.
My dad's favorite saying the day after school got out for the summer, my dad's favorite saying was, if you're not home when the street lights go on, I'm going to beat your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I grew up around Med Hospital area. So we would be playing in Memorial Park. My dad was a fantastic man, but he had a whistle that I'm pretty sure sometimes only dogs heard. He would say to us, we'd leave the house, it'd be like 8:30 in the morning, and he'd be like, I'm going to whistle at dinner. You got 10 minutes to get home. And I was so well trained that, like I said, I'd be in Memorial Park playing with my friends. I'd go, you guys hear my dad whistle? I got to go. I mean, thank God I ran track and field in grade school because I needed it.
I'm not going to get dinner tonight.
Believe it or not, my dad had the same whistle. He had the loudest whistle. You could hear it, and I grew up in Bell River, so you can hear it the entire town. So
yeah.
Where I was in Bell River area, I was like, if I heard it, I'm like, okay, I got to get home right now.
You're like, I need to leave now. Why? I hear him getting ready to whistle again. I have to leave. I have to leave right now.
Oh, no, there was no second whistle with us. It was one whistle, and if we didn't make it home in the 10 minutes after that first whistle ended, and my dad wasn't an angry man. Mm-hmm. He was a very calm and collective man, but you knew he was pissed at you when he looked at you, and he had that certain look, and you just knew you'd wrecked his whole life and disappointed him, and you were never going to recover. Like the one day he caught us jumping on the beds.
Oh, that's right.
And it wasn't the you wait till your mother gets home speech. He caught us. We all, my two brothers and I, we go downstairs, and he sits us on the couch, and he looks at us. He goes, I'm very disappointed, and walked away. I was like sobbing because I disappointed my dad. So yeah, it was like he played mental games, man.
That's far worse than ever having to be like, all right, well, it's time to get a spanking. Okay, I'm fine with that. At least then you still love me.
God, if he knew about half the shit I did before he died, he probably would have beat me when he was 80. Like, I'm serious.
What are you doing? You did what? All right. This is payback now. We got to do back taxing, back. Oh.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my God. Oh. The weird conversations that we get into. How'd you start off this? Well, we were talking about Shane and his shorts, and then his thighs, and then his music career, how awesome he is, the things that we're going to do and be like, yay, it's his first concert. Oh, motherfucker, yeah. Blow out our eardrums that first day. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Well,
Yep.
I won't bring Norm because he'll wear earplugs
No.
anyways.
I was gonna say he won't be cool with it. He'll suck the joy out of it right then and there.
I took my husband to his very first Metallica concert. When they played Comerica Park, Avenged Sevenfold and Volbeat were with them.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, Metallica is to me God, right?
Right.
So I'm like loving the music. I'm into it, and I happen to look. I turn to look at my husband to say, "Are you having fun?" He's got fucking earplugs in. I'm like, "You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment."
I can't talk to you anymore.
I almost didn't take them when they did their 2-day stint at Ford Field last year. I was this close to saying somebody else come with me.
I ain't talking to you. No more. You bring earplugs.
And he still wore earplugs.
But I feel like you're gonna attack me now because sometimes I will, but that's because I'm a musician and I'm trying to conserve my hearing. Like,
Well, I mean, you have a reason. I don't.
I was gonna say, to be fair, you're right there also in with all the speakers. Like it's coming at us, but you're in where all of it's happening. You need to be able to hear so that we can still get music from you.
yeah.
Or like for me, I'm like, I don't need hearing. I write. I don't need hearing for that.
It's true. Yeah, you don't need to use hearing to write, except for like the clicky and clackies.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is a fun sound to hear. We're like, yeah, that's the good clicky clack right there. Yeah, it is.
Especially when it's going fast and you're like, you know, you're onto something.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you get sucked into it, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm there. I'm in the zone.
I've never
People come
been
in and bug
that
you. I get into that zone legitimately when I wrote the first like fan fiction novel that I wrote during COVID. That I actually wrote from start to finish. And I think if I remember right, I sent it to Shane at one point. And I was like, I actually wrote a book. Like there's chapters and everything. I did full character development. I wrote all of it. And I'm like, but it was one of those things like we'd be watching crap, what's the name of it? Call the Midwife, which is a fantastic show. I'd have that playing in the background. I'd be like, okay, and then it's like, oh, it's the next episode. And it's like, okay, what are you doing? Apparently, my inspiration is Call the Midwife in the background. I need British people delivering babies while I create.
That's the inspiration. That's what you need, 100%.
And it's like, what inspiration do you have? I don't really know why it's the midwives, but it is. That comes on. I'm like, I love this show so much. Ooh, I have an idea. And they have nothing to do with each other. Where you're like, what are you doing? I'm writing Star Wars while watching old England, 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
It's like nothing to do with each other whatsoever. And yet, like you said, finish the entire thing watching the series.
Yeah, I think I remember like when I was writing my TV show, like I wrote like the last 2 episodes in a row. Like I was just going, and I remember I was just like, I looked at like the page count, like the first drafts of them, right? Like I just had the first drafts, like just whatever. And then I was going, I'm like, oh, I'm at like 60 pages right now. Episode 8.
You're like, and continue.
It's almost like a continuation. Like it's almost like those two are kind of the same episode, just split in 2.
Yep. I say sometimes you really just like you need to get it out of your head because I mean I have dozens of unfinished works where I go back and I'm like, what was I writing that's gonna happen here? I don't remember. I know people are gonna die horribly, but that's it. I'm like, I don't remember past that point anymore. I was like, if you don't just keep going, and then you're like, all right, that's it. I'm typing it all in one go. Just have bags down to here.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place to call it quits for the episode because I no longer have. I think we're at about an hour and a half ish.
Sweet.
Somewhere
Ish.
around there. You know what? Any of our listeners have gotten used to the fact that we ramble on these things. We don't even bother trying having a time limit. We're like, yeah, we're going to keep it an hour or two.
Well, for some of the people on our upcoming guest list, we do have to keep it an hour. I have little stars beside their names.
Oh, that's what the stars mean. Now I get it.
Like the paranormal lady in England, she's like, "Oh, we can talk for hours." I'm like, "Yeah, we can," but we won't record all of that.
I was gonna say we'll start early on that one. Like that one, we'll still probably have to figure out the time. Like, I think can probably do it earlier. Our time, yeah, 'cause it's the weekend before that we're doing the other guy, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we have a lot of people coming up for you guys, and I had to make a chart and fill in all the dates. I'm like, okay, and you'll see that I added in, if you look at the chart, I added in blank spaces for areas where it's like, okay, these weekends we don't have guests, so we can either do we'll do the Lord of the Rings, the Star Wars, which we'll have James on for.
Yes, because he's already expressed a desire for that.
And I mean, the Lord of the Rings one, we could probably even have Shane back for, where he'll be like, okay, look, I've watched it 5 billion times. I'm ready for this.
That would be the five-part series.
What are you doing? We're doing
3 hours for each movie.
We're doing every movie individually, so it's going to be 6 episodes long.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch the movies, okay?
And as
you're gonna watch us watching movies,
and as you're watching, we're gonna do what all fans do, where we pause and go, "That's where Viggo Mortensen broke his tooth. That's where Viggo Mortensen actually hit the real blade. Yeah. That's where Viggo Mortensen broke his toe, and it was a real yell of pain."
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll have the. Because they actually have a Middle Earth cookbook out. Oh. So you could actually make the Lebda's bread and the
I've seen that
stew that they made without the potatoes.
Yeah, Shane's like, it's food, I'm in.
So yeah, we could have a hobbit-sized feast.
There's actually there's a video, I think on TikTok somewhere. Now I've lost it because I think I sent it to you at some point.
I probably still have it.
The woman actually did, can't remember if she started watching The Hobbit or if she just did the Lord of the Rings, all the extended versions. But the entire time while she watched, she did Hobbit meals. So she literally had them at the time that would be Hobbit meal time, and had all the foods, all the drinks, did the actual meals that they would have had, from the cookbook, and ate it at every single time. By the time that she got to the last one, she's like, guys, I can't eat the last meal. She's like, I need to go to bed.
I would have made it past second breakfast.
She had all of them.
That's awesome.
First breakfast, second breakfast, 11 Z's, supper, dinner, lunch, brunch,
snack.
All of it. She had every single one, other than, I think it was literally just the last one, maybe the last 2, where she was at the point, she was like, oh God.
Oh my God, she probably had a food baby.
She would have had to. You need to think of it like being a snake. Starve yourself for a week before, and then just gorge yourself all in one day.
Concept.
It'd be the only way to fit in all the food. Be like, okay, I can get in this last bite. Get it in. Where you going? Oh God, I can do it. Whoa! What are you doing? Just grab the plunger.
I love it.
Oh. So I'm excited for all of it. Today was a fantastic episode. I can't wait for...
Thank you, Shane, for coming on and chatting with us.
Yes, for telling us.
I love it. Can't wait to see more episodes.
I was saying I can't wait to post it and then be like, okay, we have all the things now. Now we just watch all of his things.
All the things.
We go to all of the concerts. We're the first groupies.
Yeah.
When people come up and go, I'm his #1 fan. Bitch, you better step back.
Yeah.
We'll
That title
get
is
shirts
taken.
made Groupie 1 and Groupie 2.
Oh my God, Shane Shorties. That is what we will be called now. We will be Shane Shorties.
I fit the bill.
Exactly. Oh, it's going to be perfect.
I love that. I love that.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful week and watch out for more content from us.
Yes, we're excited to bring it to you guys. And don't forget to go watch this guy. We're going to put all the links for his Insta, his TikTok, and YouTube. So that way you guys can just go flying over to it and watch all of the things. It's epic, and you can keep up to date that way. So when it's time for him to start doing concerts, you'll be able to see it both from him and from us.
Yay! Have a good one, everyone.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.